I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. It only took 14 minutes for Flagler County Commissioners to unanimously select their interim administrator. They chose Jerry Cameron, who will fill the job for at least the next 6 months, while they look for a permanent replacement. The 73-year-old retired community consultant, who also served as a police chief in South Carolina, replaces Craig Coffey, who was forced to resign. Cameron has quite an eclectic background. He's also served as former assistant county administrator for community services for St. Johns County and has private sector experience in construction and home building, as well as running a water sports resort in the Caribbean. Cameron was one of 2 candidates on a short list. Candidates Glenn Irby and Mike Esposito both withdrew, leaving just Cameron and Ted Lakey, a former administrator for Jackson and Taylor counties.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines.
Florida high school graduates might have to know money if State Senator Travis Hudson's bill is passed.
Dorothy's bill would mean that for students to graduate high school, they'd have to be somewhat financially literate.
That is anything from balancing your checkbook, to learning credit scores, to learning mortgages, understanding money management, learning basic leases and contracts, and many other things that they would look at as it relates to debt and loans and borrowing.
Hudson was on WNZF's Free for All Friday. He said that he'd take half a credit of the 8 electives credits and use it for students to learn things that pertain to being more financially responsible. Hudson said the bill's ready for March 5th, when this year's legislative session starts. Tomorrow, an alternative high school graduation bill. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
Law enforcement from surrounding communities come to Flagler for emergency helicopter training. Tony Magoo reports.
Representatives from the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office, Florida Forest Service, St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, Seminole County Sheriff's Office, and the Volusia County Sheriff's Office participated, and all but the St. Johns County crew flew into the airport on February 1st for a wildfire air operations training session organized by Chief Pilot Stephen Todd Whaley, Flagler County's newly appointed Director of Aircraft Maintenance. Paramedics from Palm Coast and Flagler Beach, in addition to those from Flagler County Fire Rescue, were in town for hands-on orientation of all local area ambulances, including Trauma 1, located in St. Johns County, and the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, Air 1. This was all done under the watchful eye of Dana Morris, Fire Flight Operations Chief. So, for the first few days of February, both air ambulance and helicopter firefighting were taught to all of the neighboring jurisdictions by proficient Flagler County pilots and their crews. The training took place to allow all ships to attend an orientation session. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
A free program aimed to help senior citizens who fall prey to criminals has had a major economic impact. John Arking has more.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office partnered with the Florida Attorney General's Office more than 3 years ago to offer a Senior versus Crime Unit. Marie Salkovitz is with the group.
We offer free service, no cost, and what we do is work with seniors that have been targeted or misled or scammed and try to get them their money back and try to make them feel better about the whole situation. And it's interesting, we opened our office in Flagler County September of 2015, and last month we just hit $500,000 that we've returned to our seniors.
If a case is determined to be criminal, it's turned over to law enforcement officers to investigate. In addition, the volunteers regularly conduct seminars on how seniors can protect themselves from becoming a victim of these crimes. You can find more information about the group online, seniorsvscrime.com. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Erking.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.